see. Why don't we have our town attorney, William Garbarino, lead us in the pledge? Bill? To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before we go on to our announcements today, thank you. We'd like to commend a few individuals, the actions of these residents in the town of Islip. And we're going to start with Jean Johnson, an EMT. Jean, are you here? Come on up. So Jean is an EMT who acted heroically and without hesitation in a moment that could have been fatal. On the morning of August 2nd, 2025, while patrolling near the Bayshore Railroad Station, Jean and her partner witnessed a man walk onto the train tracks. Her ambulance had been waiting to cross when the gate began to lower. And in an act of true bravery, Jean ran from the ambulance to rescue this man from the train tracks. Her courage, composure, and instinct to protect others reflect the very best of our first responders. Jean, on behalf of the town of Islip, we thank you for your extraordinary service and proudly recognize your true valor. And I'd ask the town board to please come up and join me in recognizing Thank you again, Jean, and please stay safe. The next young lady we would like to recognize is Kaylee Cerace. Kaylee, are you here? She is not here. Okay, well, we're going to tell you about what Kaylee did. She recently ran 88 miles, she's tired, continuously from West Islip to Montauk in support of our veterans, raising funds for Answer the Call, which is an amazing organization that supports families of the FDNY and the NYPD, members who have died in the line of duty. After witnessing firsthand how such a loss affects a community and the aid that Answer the Call provided, Kaylee made it her mission to create more awareness around the risks and sacrifices associated with being a first responder. She's demonstrated remarkable selflessness and initiative, and her compassion has become an inspiration to many. She now joins, she ran the New York City Marathon just a few weeks ago. So please let's recognize Kaylee. And I have to tell you, I got to meet her that morning and she was like, like it's nothing. You know, she was just really just so believed in wanting to recognize the first responders and everything that they do. So today's our opportunity to recognize Kaylee. Sorry she's not here, but you can watch it on ITV. And next we have a proud group from the Green Machine from Brentwood High School. And there are many members here, and I'd ask you to please come gather up front so everybody can get to see you. So the Brentwood High School's Green Machine Marching Band, I'm so sorry you didn't bring your instruments. When they said that you were all here, that was my first question. Brentwood High School Green Machine Marching Band returned home from Syracuse after winning first place in the New York State Field Band Conference. They won the championships. The band The band earned an impressive score of 92 to secure the top spot in the large School 2 division and swept all major categories, including music, overall effect, and visual performance. We are so proud to recognize the work of these students, the teachers, the administrators that make this possible, and certainly to the director of the band. You do so make our community proud. Congratulations again.
To the front. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well oiled. Congratulations. Well oiled machine. Get it done by March. I was gonna text in the group text, but then I realized who was in the group text, so I didn't really send it. Nothing quite says Merry Christmas like it's old fashioned, doesn't it?
Oh, I love it. You should have. Could we close the door, please? Thank you. A few more announcements. With Thanksgiving next week, the start of the holiday season obviously is officially upon us. And I'd like to take this moment on behalf of the entire town board to give our heartfelt thanks to you, the Town of Islip residents, and to our very, very dedicated Town of Islip employees. Keeping in the spirit of this thankfulness, many celebrations are already taking off. Unfortunately, the reality is that now more than ever, food insecurity still impacts our community. I think it's like 1 in 6 families are needing to utilize the food banks. Thankfully, in the town of Islip, we are so fortunate to have so many dedicated to helping. We want to thank Islip Food for Hope and the generosity of our town employees this year, as we will once again be distributing hundreds and hundreds of boxes of love, baskets and packages filled with every Thanksgiving Day essential, including turkeys to those in need. For more information on Islip Food for Hope and for ways that you can get involved, please go to the website, islipfoodforhope.org. Then we have Small Business Saturday coming up with the holiday season about to get into full swing. We really, really want to encourage everyone to support our local businesses by kicking off your holiday shopping on Small Business Saturday, and keep shopping locally, not just on that Small Business Saturday, which is November 29th of Thanksgiving weekend. Also a reminder that the Monday following Thanksgiving, December 1st, our Town of Islip Youth Bureau will once again be conducting their holiday toy drive. And the generosity of our residents in years past and the local businesses continues to help make the difference in the lives of so many local families. So we ask you to participate by donating a new unwrapped toy to the Youth Bureau at any of the 3 drop-off locations, either here at Town Hall, at Town Hall West at 401, or Liggio's Deli at 305 4th Avenue in Bay Shore. We'll also once again be participating in the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program. I think last year we did 60 angels, and these are just these little angels with the name of a child and their dress size, pajama size, what kind of toy they want. And it's really kind of cool to see the employees, and I see Ellen there, the union, get very much involved in adopting these angels and going out and shopping specifically for what they know that the child wants. So I want to thank you for that. And lastly, we have a few other holiday happenings. Saturday, December 6th, from 2 to 6 p.m. will be our Town of Islip Holiday Market. You don't have to jet off to the Netherlands to enjoy that spirit of holiday market. We have it right here in Town Hall parking lot. Also, the Chamber of Commerce will be hosting their Santa Comes to Town holiday parade and the tree lighting. The parade begins at 4, the tree lighting is at 5, and we hope to see you all there. And on that very same day, the annual free holiday lights drive-through kicks off on the grounds of Brookwood Hall. The light show will operate on Mondays and Thursdays from 5 to 8 p.m. and runs through December 18th. And again, that's free. And I want to thank all of our employees and everyone that gets involved in decorating the various displays that people so enjoy as they're driving through the grounds over at Brookwood Hall. And we just ask that if you could bring a non-perishable food item so that we can donate it to the food bank. And on Friday the 12th, we ask you to come again driving through the beautiful grounds of Brookwood Hall and stay for our free holiday drive-in movie. This year it's a Muppet Christmas Carol. Movie starts at 7 o'clock, and again, any donations of the food items would be appreciated. And on Monday, December 15th at 4:30, the town will be hosting our annual Town of Islip menorah lighting, and that will take place right outside the main entrance of Town Hall. So as always, you can check any of these events and other future happenings on the town's website at islipny.gov. So thank you very much, and we will proceed now to the agenda. We have a number of cards, people who have signed up to speak. And just to remind everyone, you have 3 minutes to come forward with your comment. No questions, but if you do have any issues, the commissioners are here and will step outside into the hall to answer your questions. Yeah. And before we go to the public portion, we will now have the public hearings. And first, to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code. And I would ask the town clerk to read the first hearing notice.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Item number 1, to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, motion? We have a motion. Do I have a second? Motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next is a hearing on the cable franchise agreement. Madam Clerk, if you would read the hearing notice.
Item number 2, to enter into a cable franchise renewal agreement with Cablevision Systems Islip Corporation for a period of 5 years.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, motion?
Motion to close the public hearing and submit the resolution for its adoption.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Now, Madam Clerk, if you would please read the third and final hearing notice.
Item number 3, to consider a proposed joint consolidation agreement between the Bayshore Fire Protection District and the Bayshore Fire District.
We have not, did you guys sign to speak on this? I don't see any cards signed to speak, but I know that there are members of the department that are here and the attorney. This is an issue we've been working on for a very long time. Bob, do you want to come up and just very, very briefly? Did you catch the very?
Yeah, I would. Robert Fuchs, 85 West Main Street, Suite 201, Bayshore, New York. A number of the commissioners are here, Madam Supervisor. Greg Nardone, Chairman Bill Murray, and Mr. Leggio is here, Ralph Leggio. This is a consolidation, a proposed consolidation of the Bayshore Fire Protection District, which is an entity that is controlled by the town of Islip and has been for decades, and consolidating with the Bayshore Fire District. It would allow the Bayshore Fire District to tax independently of the town board at that point if the proposal is agreed to by both boards. It would consolidate a lot of the costs that are involved with regard to administering two separate districts. So we believe it's in the best interest of the town and the Bayshore Fire District, and we would ask that you consider the proposal and pass it. It is our intent to have this heard before the Bayshore Fire District Board on the first Tuesday at approximately 7 o'clock to consider the proposal, and I would think the board is inclined to pass it from our end. So thank you so much. Thanks for hearing us, and thanks for all the cooperation over the years. It's been helpful to the residents of both your district and the Bayshore Fire District. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bob, and I know that this is something that is sort of standard practice for all the other districts throughout the town.
So with regard to a consolidation, Madam Supervisor, this is not, it hasn't happened often in the state of New York. The laws were passed and amended in 2013, permitting it to be a much easier process to do. There are protection areas within the town of Islip, as you're aware. I'm sure Lantique and some other ones that exist. But this would eliminate the layer of bureaucracy, which is not necessarily necessary for the proper fire protection and related emergency services, in our opinion.
Okay.
And I believe the town boards, hopefully.
Thank you for that clarification. Are there any questions or comments on this? Hearing none, I'd ask Councilman McGilway if you would like to make that motion.
Yep, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing and present the resolution for its adoption.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Thank you very much. Okay, and that concludes the public hearings. And we will move then to the public portion. And again, just to remind everyone, 3 minutes, comments, compliments. And if there are any real issues that need to be addressed, the commissioners are here and will address them with you. First speaker, Sam Gonzalez.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Madam Supervisor, members of the town board, dear friends, and Town of Islip recipients. Uh, For those who do not know me, I am Sam Gonzalez. I proudly serve the Suffolk County Legislature, representing the 9th Legislative District. I have been unbelievably blessed to consider myself a resident in Brentwood for over 25 years, and I feel even more lucky to have met someone who is very dear to me, and that is ex-Chief Chris Allen, my across the street neighbor. When my wife and I, Aggie, first moved into our block, that day, not to mention that the Allens were probably one of the first to meet us on the block after moving into Brentwood, I feel I gained a brother, a trusted friend, a mentor in Chris. We threw block parties together, ensuring that all the residents on Newman Street not only felt that they were living in the most superior block in the town, but the most familial, one of the most tight-knit and the warmest blocks that I've ever had the privilege. I spent countless nights standing outside of my home, staring at the massive radio tower coming out of at Chris Allen's house, making me feel like it was our blocks, the Empire State Building. And so there is that special connection with Chris. In January of this year, Chris passed away, and that loss hit us hard. And the only way that Chris's name would be always remembered in Brentwood, his lifelong home, would be to name that block that he lived on his entire life, to ex-Chief Chris Allen Way. And so Newman Street was always Chris Allen's way. His childhood home was always the same house that he used to. His family in, Chris's father was first to build that home. And the Allen's essence is in that 90-degree turn from Roberto Clemente Park and upward towards Broadway, and then the firehouse right there on 4th Street. So Engine Company 1 and Hook and Ladder 1, you could not have been more blessed than with CEO like Chris. Brentwood Fire, you could not have been more blessed than a leader like Chris. And Brentwood could not have been more blessed with a more quintessential hometown hero like Chris. And so, Madam Supervisors and the members of the board, esteemed town board, please, I ask that you today, before you name that.
Yes, thank you,
block.
legislator. We
Okay.
appreciate that.
Thank you so
And your advocacy.
All right.
Thank you. Next speaker, Vinnie Platino.
Good afternoon. I just want to thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of ex-Chief Allen. On behalf of myself, my name is Vinnie Platino, Chief of the Central Islip Fire Department. I'm here representing the Central Islip and the whole of the officers and the members on Resolution 9 to present the street naming of Chief Chris Allen, J. Allen Way. Chief Allen has been so deep in everyone's heart in Central Islip. He was a great mentor, a great ex-chief, and a great neighboring department, and worked so well with us all. And this would be a great honor in the Brentwood community to see his name up there on that street. Like I said, he's the most humble man in the world. He was a big mentor to me as I went through the chief's roles. And he's a loved man, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vinnie. Next speaker, Jim Schlau. Jim Schlau. Okay. There is some paperwork that was here that, okay. Next speaker, Andy Cross.
And once again, I'm here about the NYS real property tax law line on my tax bill. When the tax went up a whopping 41%, you blamed it on due to the price of housing going down. With the price of housing going up monthly, how could this tax go up 103%? That's 141% in 2 years. How could that happen? Who's responsible for this tax? Whoever voted to raise this tax should be fired, resign, for not having a clue how to run a town government. Next year's budget, the tax rate is going up 8%. Where is all this extra tax money going? Is there a bottomless pit that you're trying to fill? Is it the tax breaks you're giving out like candy, forcing the town taxpayers to pay for it? And like the $100,000 you received from a company or landlord for who knows what. How much money did you receive for these tax breaks? And how many have you gotten from other companies for tax breaks? And even for votes to build their buildings, 5 stories in Bayshore, 14 stories in Brentwood, making Islip Town more like the city that people moved out here to get away from.
Thank you, Mr. Cross. Next speaker, Andrew Mazziotti.
Thank you for the opportunity. In 1978, I rode my bicycle to Lake Ronkonkoma. I lived approximately a mile away. I was 12 years old at the time. I started playing paddleball with the adults. I got pretty good at it. They allowed me to play. There were 3 courts playing on one side with 3 weights. There were 3 courts going on the other side with 3 weights. And there were other people, and handball players would come later. This is a paddleball. This paddleball is a little bit smaller than a handball. It's harder, it's faster, and that's the ball we use for paddleball. The problem is that the paddleball only comes in one color. And recently I went down to the lake and I saw they were doing a rehabilitation, and Landmark did a spectacular job. And me having a construction background, I can appreciate good work. They did a fantastic job in every aspect of their work. The only problem is that the paddleball court, and I raised the issue at the time, is essentially the color of my shirt, which is effectively the color of the ball. This ball is made in Taiwan. I contacted the Taiwan Trading Company, and to no avail. They wouldn't make a red ball, they wouldn't make a black ball. They only make the one ball, and there's two distributors in this country. A1, which is the official paddleball, which is this color. So if you wanted to have a tournament, you couldn't have one at the lake because nobody wants to play there, despite the fact that they are, without exception, the best courts on Long Island. It's not even close. I've been everywhere. I've been to Newbridge. I've been to 5 or 6 different courts in Nassau County. And unfortunately, I got to drive out there instead of riding my bike because I live in the same house. I'm bringing it up because if there's anything that can be done to change the color and bring these people back to play this game, generate revenue, even non-resident people signing up, I think that'd be fantastic because, you know, the lake was the paddleball mecca. You would have groups coming in at 7, they would play till 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, the handball players would come in. I mean, at least with a handball, you can get a purple ball. But if you have a dark court and you have a dark ball, that contrast makes it very difficult to see the ball. And when the ball is going 150 miles per hour and it's this small, you know, it makes it impossible to play. So everybody in Suffolk County is going out to Newbridge, Bethpage, all of these sprawling parks in Nassau. And we had this absolutely exquisite work that was done at the lake, and we just can't use it. It's really unfortunate, and I came here to ask if something could be done. If we stay with the color scheme and just paint the floor the same color as the wall, it doesn't break up the color scheme. It'll still look great. I know it's expensive. I know it's a process. It's not just painting. 'Cause I'm involved in construction, so I get it. But I just would humbly request that you take a look.
I will be sure that the commissioner will be taking this up. I see the deputy parks commissioner. I don't see the commissioner, but certainly it will be something that'll be discussed.
Well, thank you very much.
You're
I
very
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you. Next speaker, Bill Stenger.
Afternoon, Madam Supervisor, member of the board. I'm here representing the Islip Town Fire Chiefs Council, which, as you know, represents the fire chiefs in all the fire departments throughout the town of Islip. And we just want to pledge our support for the street naming of ex-Chief Chris Allen. He was a beloved and respected member of our organization, and we feel that it would be a fitting tribute to our brother Chris. So I just want to give the council support to the motion to do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate it. Next speaker, Eric Rowdies.
Good afternoon, Madam Supervisor, Islip Town Board. I'm here representing the Brentwood Fire Department. It is with great respect and admiration that we submit this write-up in honor of the late ex-Chief Chris Allen. He joined the Brentwood Fire Department in 1980. He was assigned to Quanahasset Engine Company 1, where he rose through the ranks as second lieutenant, first lieutenant, and then captain of the company. He was then elected to third assistant chief, then second assistant chief, and also first assistant chief. And in 2001, he was elected by the members to be chief of the department, where he served from 2001 to 2003. Chris was also elected by the Islip Town Chiefs Council to be a fire coordinator for the town of Islip, which is a title he held until his passing. Chris, his wife Linda, and son Christopher called Brentwood their home, residing on Newman Street for over 35 years. They still live there today. His dedication, service, unwavering commitment to our community will never be forgotten. Chris was not only an ex-chief, he was a mentor, a friend, and a constant source of strength for those who served beside him. Throughout his years of volunteer service, Chris embodied the true spirit of the fire service. He consistently put the needs of others before his own, responding to countless emergencies with professionalism, courage, and compassion. Whether on a call, at a training, or supporting community events, Chris was always present, always willing, and always dependable. His dedication reached far beyond his assigned duties, his contributions, and his time and skill. And just his heart for the department and the residents he served proudly at Brentwood and the town of Islip. Chris Allen's legacy is one service, sacrifice, and integrity. He made a meaningful and lasting impact on everyone who had the privilege of knowing him. His absence is deeply felt, but the example he set continues to inspire firefighters and community members alike. In recognition of his exceptional service and the enduring mark he left on our community, we respectfully request that Newman Street and Peacock be named in honor of ex-Chief Chris Allen. This tribute would serve as a lasting reminder of his commitment and the profound differences he made. It would stand as a symbol of gratitude for a firefighter who gave so much and asked for so little. Chris Allen will forever remain a part of our department's history, and it's only fitting that his name becomes permanent part of this community he faithfully protected. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker, Linda Allen.
Hi, good morning or afternoon. I'm Chris Allen's wife. I heard what everyone was saying about him. Chris lived for this community. This was his community. And to be honored in a way that not everybody gets means a lot to me and my son. We still live in the house my husband came home from the hospital in. We intend on staying there with his involvement, with my son's now involvement with the fire department. And we've come to feel secure and safe here. And with having the street named or renamed for him, he would, like they said, always be remembered. This is my son, Christopher. He's an honorary chief of the Brentwood Fire Department, also following in his father's footsteps. And to memorialize my husband in this manner would be greatly and heartfelt, unconditional pride that we have for this neighborhood and our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Linda. And certainly, we all applaud and recognize and are grateful for Chris's service over the years to the community. Just so that everyone is aware, there's a very strict process that takes place for street naming. We appreciate everyone coming out and advocating for it, but it starts with written requests to the town, and then it's submitted to the street naming committee, and they review all of these, and there's very strict criteria, and obviously Chris met that criteria, and that is why we have that resolution before us this afternoon. So I'm going to ask my colleagues, because we have so many of the department here, now we're going to take this out of order, and that's resolution number 9, for the town board to symbolically rename Newman Street and Peacock Place in Brentwood proudly as Chief Chris J. Allen Way. Do I have a motion? Motion by the legislator for Brentwood, and that would be legislator Guadrone. And a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimously approved. Thank you. We have one more speaker, and that would be Jim Schlau.
Hi, Jim Slauk, almost 60 years. I wanted to bring up this article here in the ISA Bulletin, the stodgiest of magazines, but wait, that's not a superlative, that's most stodgy. They're starting to get with the program here. I hope this is, articles like this keep coming. The migrant student mandate. I'll just speak a few excerpts from it. It all started here in New York State in 2010 with a state education department plan to bring in migrant students. The purpose was to fill emptying schools, reverse declining enrollments, and the resultant loss of state aid. On a separate note, I went to Newbridge Road School in the 60s. And they closed that school down. So the union's pretty strong. Let's see. In 1989, Suffolk County taxpayers came together in a group called Tax Pact to stop double-digit yearly school property tax hikes. From the start, our main goal was to get a school tax cap law passed, and then over time, the continuing enrollment declines would ensure lower school taxes. Are you fooling around with your phone? I'm trying to get your attention. You know, this is important. If you want to stop the clock?
No, keep speaking. I'm
Because
listening.
I want to make sure, you know, that this is getting out there because, you know, our pockets are getting, the money is just going out of our pockets. The migrants are getting all kinds of constituencies. I'm a veteran and I'm a child of somebody who lived through war, who went to World War II and lived through the Depression and had ration A cards, and we're just giving everybody everything. It's got to stop. the houses are packed to the gills. I keep saying it. This is grand theft because I'm paying taxes on a single-family house, so they're getting free police, free garbage collection, or the list goes on and on. So I'm not going to have enough time to finish this. Let's see. This abuse left unexposed and uncorrected will mean taxpayers will never know the extent the migrant student cost to them. They will never benefit from lower property taxes as long as school enrollment declines are allowed to be filled by migrant student enrollments. So they're getting, they're getting more stuff. You're partly responsible for this, for letting the town get to this level. Why can't we be like Jamesport? No stores, no box stores, all this stuff. We could have been a nice town.
Thank you. It is a very lovely town, and we thank you for coming down, and we do not control the schools. That is all the speakers who have signed up today. However, I learned that Kaylee Serace, who we recognized earlier, is actually here. Kaylee, do you want to come forward? Because we'd love to get a picture with you.
It was easy, huh? Big deal. God bless you. That day was tough. Yeah, right. The wings are that good. Thank you. I know you all remember. Good, how are you? Get one with everybody in? Yes, please. Get in. So good to see you. I think so.
Good afternoon, Marty. Welcome. We will now convene the meeting of the Town of Islip Resource Recovery Agency. A motion to convene by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor, opposed, we are convened. A quorum being present. Commissioner Baloo, you may proceed.
Madam Chair, members of the agency board, Martin Baloo, President of the Islip Resource Recovery Agency, 401 Main Street. I have several items for your approval today. First is the approval of the minutes from the October 21st, 2025 agency board meeting.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Next item is a resolution authorizing the president to enter into an agreement between the Islip Resource Recovery Agency and the Hopog Union Free School District, the school district, to provide for collection and processing by the agency and/or the town of certain recyclable materials generated at the facilities of the school district to reduce the amount of solid waste destined for disposal by the school district.
Great. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Marty, would you just bring the microphone up or down or closer to your mouth so we can hear you a little bit better? Thank you.
Next item is a resolution authorizing the president to enter into a contract extension with D&B Engineers and Architects PC for the calendar year 2026 to provide semi-annual post-closure groundwater monitoring, sampling, and reporting for the Lincoln Avenue landfill.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And the last item for your consideration is a resolution authorizing the president to enter into a contract extension with D&B Engineers and Architects PC for the calendar year 2026 to provide semi-annual and annual post-closure groundwater monitoring, sampling, and reporting for the Blytheberg Road landfill complex.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. There is no other business to come before us.
That concludes
Motion
the
to adjourn
business
by
of the
Councilman
day.
O'Connor. I'll second that. We stand adjourned. Thank you, Marty. Okay, item number 2 on the agenda, authorization for the supervisor to enter into a contract extension with DeVerca and Bartolucci Consulting Engineers to provide professional engineering services in connection with the Sonia Road landfill for the year 2026. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item number 3, authorization for supervisor to enter into a 5-year contract with the Suffolk County Department of Health to accept rabies vaccines for the town of Islip's free rabies clinic. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 4, meeting of the Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency. We have a motion to convene, second by Councilman Lorenzo. The meeting is convened. A quorum is present. Thank you, Mr. Walzer. You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, and members of the agency board. John Walzer, Executive Director, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip, New York. I have several items for your consideration today. The first being to approve the minutes from our last agency board meeting on October 21st of this year.
Any questions on the minutes? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 2.
Okay, number 2 for your consideration is an authorizing resolution for a project that we induced at last month's meeting between the agency and Modern Packaging LLC located at 55 Paradise Lane in Bayshore.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. And the last item I have for your consideration today is a resolution authorizing a refinancing and extending the completion date by 1 year for Vets Holbrook LLC, located at 4865 Vets Highway in Holbrook.
Any questions? Motion? A motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. We have 4 in favor, 1 opposed. The resolution passes, and there is no other business before us.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next are the bid awards. I know they've been reviewed. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Next is the appointment of Rob Schneider to the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Board. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Next, we have the meeting of the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Authority.
Motion to convene.
We have a motion to convene by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor, opposed, we stand convened, quorum being present. Mr. Hemingway.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the Foreign Trade Zone Board. My name is Brad Hemingway. I'm the Executive Director of the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Authority, located at 1 Trade Zone Drive in Ronkonkoma, New York. Just a few items for your consideration today. First one being approval of the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Board minutes from March 11th, 2025.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Next is Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Authority requesting approval of its 2026 budget.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second. I'll second. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. And
No
there
further items.
no other business. We motion to adjourn by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that. We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will move now to item 8, authorization for supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to renew contract DPW 5-2023, air conditioning preventative maintenance / service contract with Best Climate Control Corp. For the final 1-year extension period. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor, opposed, approved. We move to item 10, Town Board acceptance of the dedication and maintenance of Scopolitas Court in Holbrook. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 11, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for public hearing to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 12, Town Board acceptance of the dedication and maintenance of Wheeler Avenue in Brentwood. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 13, authorization for supervisor to sign any and all documentation required with the New York State Department of Transportation to install traffic signal preemption equipment at several locations in West Islip. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway. I'll second that. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 14, Town Board approval for the acceptance of 5 parcels of real property from the Town of Islip Community Development Agency. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 15, authorization for town clerk to advertise for public hearing to consider amendments to Chapter 68 of the Town of Islip Town Code entitled Zoning. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 16, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for public hearing to consider amending Chapter 39 of the Islip Town Code entitled Peddlers. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 17, special events. There are a number of them. They're all listed. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 18, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for public hearing to consider amending Chapter 40 of the Islip Town Code entitled Plumbers Licensing. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. 19, authorization supervisor to enter into the option term of the concession agreement with Route 110 Restaurant Equipment LLC, AKA Islip Beach Inc., DBA Sunset Restaurant. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. 20, authorization supervisor to enter into various agreements for programs or events to be held throughout the town of Islip. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 21, the appointment of Joseph A. Quatella to serve as a member of the Town of Islip Ethics Board. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 22 are the appropriation transfers. They've all been reviewed and listed. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. We move to 23, authorization for supervisor to amend the local partnership agreement with the State of New York for periodic renourishment of the Fire Island Inlet to Montauk Point. Any questions? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. 24, town approval to permit the Town of Islip Youth Bureau to host drop-off sites throughout the town to collect pass-through donations for the Holiday Toy Drive program. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 25, acceptance of a deed from CLA Holdings LLC for a piece of property at the northerly end of Nassau Avenue and Chestnut Street in Islip. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 26, authorization town clerk to advertise for public hearing to consider repealing Section 14-5A9 entitled Conflicts Prohibited, Exceptions of the Islip Town Code. Motion by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. We have 3 proposed time-sensitive resolution for today's town board meeting. I know the town attorney has distributed this, and it has to do with the generator for the permanent backup power generator for the existing town hall and the annex. All 3 resolutions are attached. We need to, I'm going to make a motion to waive the agenda procedure rules to consider these resolutions. I have a motion and a second. All those approving waiving the rules for consideration. Thank you. All right, since all 3 of these are interrelated, we did have that motion to waive the rules to consider, but we should address each of these separately and independently. So we will start with number 1, and I have it here, I do believe. Do you have it? Thanks. This is an amendment to the 2025 capital budget for the town of Islip.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. And next, we have the authorization of the bonds in a principal amount not to exceed $700,000 to finance the acquisition and installation of the generator. Roll call on the bond.
Motion approved.
Oh, I'm sorry. Motion by Councilman O'Connor and second by Councilman McElway. Roll call on the vote, please.
Councilman O'Connor. Councilman McElway. Councilman Guadrone.
Aye.
Councilman Lorenzo. Madam Supervisor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. And the final resolution, Town Board approval to amend contract DPD 3-24E1 with Rel Electric Corp. To install a permanent backup power generator for the existing Town Hall building. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second. Second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? We don't need a roll call on that. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Motion to adjourn. We stand adjourned.